So I don't know if y'all been watching the news or not, but there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I mean, it's hard to explain it, really. It really is. In the last couple of days, I've been sitting here trying to figure it out, trying to think about it, trying to even think about if I should make a video to talk about it, to make people understand the magnitude of what we're really dealing with. And I see in the news, and I see people online talking about it. So I want to kind of, with this video, I want to kind of talk on a few points, just to kind of, express my opinions. And like I said, this is a video for opinions. This is not fact. I'm not thinking I'm the guru of everything that's going on. So I don't want nobody to think that I know everything. But I feel like I know a little bit of what's going on. So, and of course, first topic I want to touch on is the whole, Kaepernick story. For y'all that don't know, Colin Kaepernick, San Francisco 49ers quarterback, made a stand last couple of weeks of kneeling during the national anthem, as a protest for all the injustice going on in the world, or in our country, per se, because that's what's close to us. And at first, when I saw it, I was like, man, that's kind of crazy he doing that. But then I thought about it, I'm like, that makes sense, because there is a bunch of division in this country. People don't really like people. Got a lot of people walk around who act like we like each other, but we really don't. We just really dealing with each other, selling with each other because we're forced to, in a sense. But there's a lot of us that really do care about people, and I see stories about that, but it's very far in between you see those stories. Most all you see is a bunch of things that's pulling us apart and dividing us even more and more. And back to the Kaepernick thing, like, I've even seen and heard of people giving him or sending him death threats for his protests, saying he's being un-American and disrespecting the flag by doing that. So let me ask y'all a question. So you trying to tell me a symbol, a flag, is more important than standing up for human rights, whether they be, celebrity or not celebrity? So that's what people trying to tell me. I feel like the person that's sending him death threats, they're the terrorists, because it's his right to protest. And how do you supposed to protest? What's the perfect way to protest? When do you do it? I'll wait on that. Protests are not supposed to make you comfortable with what's going on. It's supposed to make you realize the magnitude of what's going on, so you can take a different look at it and really appreciate what he's doing. It's not about the flag. It's not about he don't like America. He don't like the military. People that's saying all that stuff is just bold-faced stupid. And to think that to send him death threats is a good thing, you're missing the point, and you're what's wrong. You are what's wrong with America. Too many of you running around thinking that a person that stands up for someone that can't stand up, that don't have a voice, should be killed or, castrated or whatever you feel you think should happen to that person because they're standing up for somebody that's being brutalized and treating wrong. So that's one of my questions to everybody out here, whoever watches this video, is how do you protest? I hear a lot of people, I've heard people that I've dealt with at work, outside of work, and they say that's not the platform for him to do it. My question to you is, what is the platform? I've heard other people chime in on it and say that they wouldn't do that. But when do you do it? When do you supposed to tell somebody or protest about something that you don't like? There is no perfect time. That's why you do it. Because there's no perfect way to do it. It's supposed to be something that's in your face that makes you really realize what's going on. And for everybody out there that's talking about these stories in the news and don't really have a clue or never really experienced what it's like to be on that other side, Don't make comments. Don't say nothing. What you should do is open your ears instead of your mouth and listen to the people that are being victimized in this country. And if you're not part of that group that's being victimized, you can't express to me what it's like to deal with it if you've never dealt with it or know somebody close to you that's dealt with it. Because I hear comments and I see videos of people saying, well, had a black president. Well, you have this, you have that, you have this, you have that. So basically what you're saying is we should just shut up and be happy that we've gotten a few things in this lifetime go our way. So we should just be quiet and appreciate the little minute things that we've received in this country. Versus stand up and say, man, this is enough. Sick of it, because I'm tired of watching it. We don't never see nothing good on the news. If we do, it's for 30 seconds or a minute, and then they right back into stuff, something bad that happened. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of it. Tired of seeing somebody die. Tired of seeing people getting killed for unnecessary reasons. And there's never any clear reason why it's done. It's a bunch of he say, she say stories, and the media is just soaking it up, making all of y'all out there in the world believe what they want you to believe versus you actually opening your mind and understanding what's going on. It's us against them. The media don't want us to like each other. They want division because they make money that way. If you don't think they're making money off all these bad stories that's going on, you're sadly mistaken. Because just look at what you see. Look at on Facebook, look at on Twitter, Instagram. It don't matter what platform you're looking at. You tell me the last time you seen a plethora, not just a couple, a plethora of good stories constantly being broadcast to the world. You can't, there is none. There is none because they want the division. They want the division. And also, too, I want to chime in on something. I was told the other day, well, you know, there's injustice done to people of the Caucasian persuasion, too. And I told this guy, I said, yeah, I agree. I agree. But we don't see that, though. Because I told him, I said, we don't see that. Because I saw a story where a guy had a machete walk around broad daylight in a park. White guy, elderly guy, probably in his 50s. He wasn't mauled down. He wasn't shot at. When he got approached by police, he was told to get down. He didn't get down. They shot him with a taser. That's about it, but wasn't no lethal force. No lethal force. Which brings me to my next point I want to talk about. This past week, another African American was mauled down by a police officer. Police officer said she was fearful for her life because they saw him reaching into the car. But if y'all do your proper research, the car window was up. So how could he reach in his car if his car window was up? So what was he reaching for? And then I also saw one of my friends on Facebook. I'm not going to point him out, but he know who he is. He put on there and he broadcast about the guy's criminal record. So now, because he has a criminal record, he deserves to get shot. Is that what you're saying? He deserved to get shot because in his past, he's done things and made mistakes and done things wrong? We all have. I've done things wrong. Everybody's made a mistake and done something wrong. Not saying something illegal in the eyes of the law, but people have done a lot of wrong things. But because that person does something wrong, then that person is automatically guilty by association of he's going to do something to hurt that person. They even were screaming out, he's big, he's scary. But yet, this guy who set off bombs in New York. Set off bombs, injured over, I want to say somewhere around 30 people. And had a shootout. Had a live shootout with the officers. He wasn't killed. He was apprehended. So you're trying to tell me a person that commits and yells out about his terror, well, let's try to properly say this, for his terrorist acts, he admits to it, has a shootout with the cops. This guy is apprehended, not killed. But a guy who's walking away from a police officer with his hands up and not following directions gets shot and killed. First tased. Don't forget that he got tased first. So you tase him, then you shoot him. It don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Somebody has to help me understand that. Help me understand how a terrorist can blow up something in one of our major cities, commit that type of heinous act, but not be killed. But then a person that, quote unquote, doesn't comply. And I hear people all the time, well, if you just listen to the officers and do what they say and you don't, define them, then you won't be shot. So once again, my question to people that think that I deserve to get shot or anybody else deserve to get shot because I didn't do what they said. But a person that goes out and purposely trying to harm hundreds, thousands, millions of people doesn't deserve to get killed. He deserves to be apprehended and tried in court. Let alone you killing a person that needed help. It just doesn't make sense to me. Somebody has to help me understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then the situation in Charlotte. That's my third point. Got a situation in Charlotte right now. Protesters being treated like animals. I was told a long time ago, you can never do something to somebody and not expect them to react. You can never do something to someone or somebody and expect them not to react in some form or fashion. People are just fed up. People are tired. I don't want to see anyone get hurt, shot, killed over anything. But this racism and this systematic racism that we see, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And I'm glad to see certain people standing up for what they see and what they don't believe in no more. Because it's old, man. It's real old. We're living in 2016, finna be 2017 in a few months. And we still are divided to a point of, it seems like no return. Too many of us live in this world and have to worry about stuff that we shouldn't have to worry about. We should be worried about, people coming over here that trying to hurt us that really don't like us versus our own people hurting us. And I know cops. I know a few friends of mine that lay their life on the line. I appreciate all of y'all for doing it. Even the military, I appreciate all y'all, because a lot of us that talk trash and on this Facebook and Instagram and YouTube behind these cameras, if you put a gun in their hand and told them to go protect the country, they couldn't do it. So for all y'all that do it, I applaud y'all, because y'all are real heroes. But y'all have to stand up as well and tell these people that are giving y'all a bad light to cut it out, man. Cut it out. And the government, I need you to step up too. Train these women and these men how to properly deal with people. Instead of putting a gun in their hand, putting a badge on their chest, putting a uniform on their back and telling them to go out here and protect, psychologically train them on how to deal with people of other races and of other backgrounds. So it won't be shoot to kill first. Because every situation, a person don't deserve to get shot. Why on earth do y'all have billy clubs and mace and tasers and all this other stuff if you're only going to use your gun? And then you got, police at these protests in riot gear. Like the people that are protesting are terrorists. Throwing smoke bombs and sending the National Guard in against Americans who are fed up with what we're seeing happening every single day. And people want to blame it on Obama. Obama's the reason why the world's a disconnect. How is it his fault? What has he literally done to youth personally to make your life more miserable than what it was before he became president? None of y'all can tell me nothing about that. A lot of y'all are miserable because you make your own life miserable, not because some individual does it. Because if you knew anything and you did your research, he don't really make real decisions. He has to get stuff passed. There's a lot of people above him and amongst him that don't allow him to do stuff. But you don't know, you don't think that. And you think Donald Trump and all these other people, Hillary, whoever you're going to vote for, you think they're going to actually come in and change something. But there's a video on Facebook you really need to watch, especially when it comes to these Trump supporters. You really need to watch that video. Because there's a lot of people that are misinformed and uneducated with what's really going on. But back to my original point. It's just sad. It's really sad because it's hard to just imagine this country actually getting it together. And there's so many people walking around basing their beliefs and understanding of people off of what other people are saying or what other people are doing. And I really feel for people like that because they don't understand. But I just want everybody that watches this video, and if you share, if you comment, I'm taking all comments because I want people to help me understand what's going on because it's crazy to me. I was watching a video earlier with Tyrese Gibson, who I follow on Facebook, who's very inspirational to me. He was saying, "Hold on, don't give up." And I say to him is, my thing I say to him is, how do you hold on when you're watching countless acts of people being murdered for no reason? What do you do? If you got younger sisters, brothers, and kids, what do you tell them? When you tell them to stand up for what you believe in, and these these celebrity athletes and everybody that you want them to look as to be role models, when a role model actually does step up, you got people in this country who are against him for standing up for people. You literally have people saying, it was on YouTube, not YouTube, but Yahoo. There was a poll that almost 50% of people said they're going to stop watching football if the protests continue. So that lets me believe that you're mad because this guy is standing up for people and don't want to see people killed. You want him to stop making a stand for people that are being killed for no reason. And then you wonder why people scream out Black Lives Matter. Because we keep seeing Black lives taken. It's not no myth. We're not making this up. We see black lives being taken every day. And I love people that say, "Well, it's in your rap music. It's in your community. You're killing each other all the time." So what you're telling me is now that we're doing population control then? Is that what's going on? Is it population control? They only want certain areas of the population to exist versus others? I don't know. That's just one of those questions that I have. Is that what's really going on? But I know, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of reading about it. Tired of hearing about it. And I know the media twisted and tell all fabricated lies. I know they do. That's why I don't watch the news. You can't watch the news because all it does is depress you and make you feel like this country ain't as great as it talks to be. Because I know people in other countries who laugh at us because of the things we go through, because they don't go through that. Anybody that's ever been overseas and spent some real time over there, not just went over there for a day or two, but actually went over and spent some real time in another country and looked at another culture, there's a lot more love spread amongst the masses, amongst the races that are over here. We're the only country that have a racism problem, a prejudice problem. And it's a lot to do with because of the system. The system is designed to demoralize and keep certain groups down. It's just what it is. If you really look at it, that's really what it is. Yes, there are people in this country of color, whether it's black, Hispanic, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Latin, whatever you want to call it, that have made it in this country very successful. Yes, I agree. But that on the other hand, that doesn't discount the fact that we're still being looked at as, from what I can tell, a third-class citizen. No one, white, black, Puerto Rican, it don't matter what creed you are, no one deserves to be maliciously killed. Nobody. When you're seeing other people that are doing things to hurt folks for unknown reasons, not being killed, that's unexplainable and inexcusable to me. And like I said, I respect Colin Kaepernick for doing what he do. That's why it took me a minute to actually make this video, because I had to make sure that my thoughts were together when I made this video. Because a lot of people gonna see like, dang, Mark, where this coming from? I never thought you cared about this type of stuff. Nah, because I've tried to ignore it. I've tried to just hope and pray that it just goes away, but it ain't going away. So I want all people that watch this video, if you my friend or if you're not my friend, whoever, I want to hear your opinion. Tell me if you make a reply video or a comment, or you want to ask me a question about what I think, then let me know, because I'm all for it. Because we have to open it up to discussion for people to start understanding people better. Because I know a lot of people that are white that don't feel the way of what they're seeing. They're just like me. They're upset, and truly upset. Not just upset because they're just trying to be, nice to me or nice to anyone else. No, they really like, man, this is crazy. And then I also know there's a lot of people out there that just don't have a clue. But opening their mouths and throwing out opinions and trying to make their opinion to be something factual. That's what you can't do. You can't do that. But like I said, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And it's hard to really ignore what you see. I'm an eye test person, and my eye test shows me that there's a lot of issues that need to be addressed. Cause it's terrible, man. It's terrible to see, and I feel for all the families, for everybody, for everybody that's been taken for some stupid reason. And then you watch this person not be punished for what they do. You tell me what a justice in that. A person that takes someone from this earth, but they're not punished for what they do. But the person that did die, they deserve to be punished because of, quote unquote, their history. Or because they didn't, quote unquote, comply. So like I said, man, I'm gonna wrap this video up because, like I said, I've been rambling for a little while, but it's a good ramble because it's just me letting out my frustration. Because I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated with a lot of things. I'm frustrated with stuff individually, and I'm frustrated with stuff morally. I'm frustrated with stuff universally. Frustrated, man. Because it ain't right. It ain't right at all. And until somebody help me understand, I'm going to keep talking about it. Because we need to. So for anybody that watch this video, like I said, share it, like it, hate it, love it, whatever you want to do with it. Comment on it. All of it's going to be good for me. Because it's going to either show me one or two things. It's going to show me that there are people out here that really get it and understand and really trying to make it better. Or there's a bunch of ignorant people out here that are the problem and the reason why we're so divided. So you can either be part of the problem or part of the solution. You choose. And with that, I'm out, man. Y'all have a good night.